Hey everyone, it's the House Mouse here. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining and welcome new subscribers. I'm so glad you're all here. So today I'm excited to share the books that I found at a used book sale last weekend. Most of them are antique except for this little guy, which is merely vintage. It's a little botanical book. The cover is the same as the dust jacket, and it has some, oops, let's back in here. It has just some pretty little illustrations, and it's not very long. But what attracted me to this book, not just that it was vintage illustrations, but that in the back there were a few little pieces of ephemera, and there was this little paper lace. I guess it was originally a Valentine, and it's got a little cut out on the top, a little fussy cut. And let's see, is there anything? Nothing on the back. Then there was this little poem about unchanging love. And that was it. And then there was this hand-drawn bunch of cherries. And let's see if I can, here we go. It's very delicate, with a picture of George Washington and a little essay by Henry. So thank you, Henry, for your contribution to class. Very sweet. So I love finding these little things in books. So there's that one. And then my books took on a rather Scottish flair. This one is The Child's Garden of Verse by Robert Louis Stevenson. There was a little bit of gold foiling on the front that you can see here. Just a nice little volume. And I wasn't able to find an exact publication date, but there is this inscription from 1901, so I'm guessing that it may have been published in 1900. Certainly a child has enjoyed it. And then if we look through, I'm sure you've probably seen this picture of Stevenson. And then this frontispiece here is the only color in the book, and the rest is just text. And the paper itself is rather thick. It's almost like cardstock, but here they are. And I believe this is all of them. So again, really nice little book. And I have not actually read these poems, so I was thinking maybe we could read them out together in a little series. So let me know what you think about that. But I thought these were really nice. And again, more marginalia from the young person who had this book before. So the next book is and hopefully this is coming through on the screen. Let me tilt it a little bit, a few different ways. This is the Boswell Journal of a Tour of the Hebrides by H.B. Cotterill. And I don't know if you can see, there's a debossed botanical illustration of some kind. I don't think it's a thistle. Maybe it's heather. And if you know, please tell me. But it was just a nice little journal published in 1927. And here you can see Macmillan's old logo here on the front. And I just thought that was just a really interesting little travelogue. So, and very small type and just kind of regular weight paper, but I just like I like this little size of book. So I grabbed it. I thought it was a nice little addition. And then I found this book. It's called The Bluebird by Morris Maeterlinck. Sorry, I'm probably not pronouncing that correctly. And it also has a debossed cover of what look like maybe lotuses or tulips. And I went online and found that this is a play. It's a fairy play written about two children. Publication date 1910 here. And it's about two children who go looking for the bluebird of happiness. And they're helped by a fairy who guides them along the way. And typical of this time period, the margins are absolutely enormous, which seems like a waste of paper, but that's the way many books look during this time period. So, and also online, what I found is that unlike this volume, most of the books of this play, most of the editions of this play have appropriately a blue binding instead of this green one, but that's okay. I like green. So there's that one. Unfortunately, it does have a little bit of grubbiness on the front that didn't come off with just a gentle wipe. So if you know how to get that off, let me know. I'd love to just clean this up a little bit more. And then the last one is this lovely volume of, it's an anthology of the works of Robert Burns. You can see here Burns's works. I think this used to be gilded along the spine, and there is some debossing on the front, just some scroll work, and the same on the back. And this is, I believe this is a reprint here. Let me just pull this out. There's an inscription here from 1847, but the book itself was printed in 1845. Here, let's see. Oop, there we go. Here's an engraving of Burns himself with a reprint of his signature. And here's his, let's see, it's the birthplace of Burns. And this book, I believe, is, or what I can see online is that this book was originally printed in Great Britain earlier in the 1800s, probably the 1820s. And this book is a reprint that was printed in 1845 in Philadelphia. So this is his full works, his correspondence. There's some criticism. There's a little biography of his life and some other observations by Dr. James Curry. And you can see here there's a lot of boxing and some staining. And what was particularly interesting about this book is that the paper is, I believe, I'm about 97% sure, is rag paper. And I didn't have any other rag paper books in my stash, so I was really pleased to find this. And of course, it has all of the poems and lyrics that you know, of course, Auld Lang Syne and Afton Water and Tam O'Shanter, and of course my favorite, Ode to a Mouse, and they're all here. The book was in pretty delicate condition when I picked it up, and when I was looking at it the other day, the spine did break completely. So you can see here, there it broke in a couple other places too, and you can see actually the lining that the publisher had used for the spine. But I just loved it. And before I went, I was looking for a rag paper book, and I did watch a video on how to identify rag paper. So I will link that in the description below so you can take a look as well. But I just thought this was so interesting. And the type, again, very small, but still very, very clear. So really a nice example. And lots of information here. Online, I've seen this listed as a set of 4 books, but maybe this publisher was able to get it all into one volume. It is rather thick. It's a couple inches thick. So I just think this is so fascinating. So all of his letters and correspondence in the back here, and some more notes and an appendix and lots of other things. So really nice. So that's what I found last weekend, and just wanted to share with you. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at these little treasures. And you know, I'm always looking at books wherever I go. So if you're ever looking for something in particular, either for your crafting or just for your own personal collection, let me know. I'm happy to keep an eye out for you. Again, I'm always looking wherever I am, wherever books are being sold, or either, you know, either in a used bookstore or at a thrift store or even at the little free libraries. I'm always looking. I always have my eye out. So I'd be happy to take a look and see if there's anything that you're looking for as well. So, and again, maybe we'll do a little read along with Stevenson's Garden of Verse. I think that would be a nice way to get into this book together. And if you also have not read them, that would be a nice introduction for both of us. So I hope you enjoy. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.